Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Uh, thank you for joining me this today for our MondayCast, being the 22nd of March. I'm trying something a little different here, so if you do notice that my audio does sound a bit like junk, let me know because I'm trying to use Discord because it's the I, people tend to use it a lot for Twitch streaming. If you're not using something like a more specialized system or read expensive system. So I've been using Zoom, but it tends to use a lot of uh, processor, and I'm trying to keep things a bit on the down low, if you will, on the processor speed because I'd really like to not shorten the life of my laptop here, if any at all possible. Um, I hope everyone had a good weekend. Well, depends on when your weekend ended. For a lot of people, it may have ended around, I don't know, 8 a.m. England time or 2 a.m. So um, there has been a lot made of the recent Okta. They're saying it's an Okta breach. Dark Reading is considering it to be a breach. Um, I mean, depending on what news story article you read from, they're saying they stole data on Bing Maps, and Cortana. There's a lot of information out there, and there's a lot of information. Uh, the original article that came out, the bulletin that came out from the folks at Okta was a bit on the I don't know how to say. Let me go find it because it felt very opaque, instead of transparent. Breach announce announcement. There we go. Let me see. Okta confirmed. Yeah. So let me see if they have the original here. Yeah, confirmed. Company started. Okay, so there's a from Todd McKinnon, late 2022. Okta detected an attempt to compromise the account of third-party customer support engineer working for one of our sub-processors. Matter was investigated and contained by the sub-processor. It says we believe the screenshots shared online are connected to this January event based on our investigation to date. There's no evidence of ongoing malicious activity beyond the activity detected in January. There's a couple things that people are raising questions about. Why did it take them 2 months to own? And to be fair, it seems like they only said something because these ransomware groups created and shared these screenshots. That's what it feels like. And there's a few issues with that, like things like responsible disclosure of breaches, the fact that Okta is a pretty much linchpin, they say, for a service that powers authentication services systems to many of the largest corps and FedRAMP approved. I think these security measures are pretty poor. Yeah, I mean, in an effort to create a we're all talking about embracing multi-factor auth and two-factor auth and second factor verification, or second security verification, or whatever the hell they call TSV, 2SV. Things like Okta and Duo and all of those are definitely going to be attacked more often now because companies go to them thinking they're going to be more secure using that service, and it's one of those things where you're gonna hit somebody or hit something that is, it. There's going to be issues, and I think there's going to be more fallout from this. I would expect more folks to come out with postmortems. If we find out that it could be that people are attributing the recent NVIDIA, Ubisoft, breaches also to this. So if there's a way they can connect those particular dots, that could be a real issue for them. Considering Lapsus is the ones that are actually taking credit for the pwnage on the system. They say it was able to achieve super user admin access to Okta and other various systems. So, however they got access to the customer service rep, or they say the account shown in the screenshots that we've shared, I think yesterday, belonged to a Cloudflare employee, finding which indicates hackers may have gained access to the Cloudflare tenant. According to independent security researcher, Cloudflare's co-founder and CEO Matthew Prince was quick to downplay the impact, assuring customers that Okta provided identity services, was not a sole provider of such services, and there had never been a breach, or there had not been a breach. So, there have been multiple people like, oh, now I got to go start looking for another, SSO or single sign-on or what have you. My worry is that, you jump from one ship to another, and, maybe that one is going to get owned too. There are a number of, SSO companies in the world, but, it's trade-offs, and you can't, some can't transit to new vendors that quickly. So, and doing so will only cause upset in your operations and your users. So, so let me see. Offensive security experts speculate that if they had the level of access that allowed them to modify user accounts at Cloudflare, they could feasibly be able to do the same with Okta's other customers. It's true. It's very true. Yep. Supply chain cyber risks. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So one of our viewers or listeners or Twitch viewers last night had mentioned this before. I don't know how they were following along with the chats that were going on, but it was mentioned last night on our stream that that had happened, and I found it odd, that had dropped off. So maybe it was just a rumor at that time, but it was 3-4 hours later we wake up to oh, this has been pushed out, and this is now an incident. And so if you are a blue teamer or a member of your incident response team at work, I do sympathize with you if you have been running incident response all day, or if you've been in meetings that has caused your management to wonder about what is going on with your company's SSO. Or if you've been the person who's had to wait on hold for the customer service reps at Okta to find out what the hell's going on. Yeah, so they mention Samsung, Nvidia, Ubisoft, and Vodafone. So yeah. I'd like to thank one of our new listeners. Let me see, the Doozer, DEWSER. For hanging out. DFIR Jesse, hello, and Triplexity, hello. How are you both? Appreciate you coming in and taking a look. Hope both of you have not had any issues with this, considering DFIR Jesse it's in the name, DFIR. Hope you have not had a major stressful day. It sucks that it's only Tuesday, but hopefully the week will get better for everybody here. So, let me see. Was there anything else? It looked like between I think Okta pretty much took up everybody's day, because it was kind of a big scary thing that everybody was hitting up on. So let's go see what we got in the way of other news. Let me see. Criminal actor targeting organizations for data exfil. So Dev 0537 actor gaining escalated privilege through stolen credentials. Okay. Let me see. Oh, okay. So Dev 0537 is Lapsus, and they wrote a write up on that about the. Back it up. Let me see. Targeting organizations for criminal exfiltration. That might be an interesting story if people want to check that one out. There we go. In recent weeks, security teams, that's going to be a rough one too, because there was, I believe one of the news stories claimed that they had access to Microsoft source codes. So the source code ransomware group released was only for Bing, Bing Maps, and Cortana. Okay, so they, They were able to gain access to Microsoft's internal Azure DevOps environment for managing source code. Shockingly, when they bragged about this, Lapsus was in the middle of exfiltrating source code from Microsoft servers. Wow, this was verified by comparing the timestamp of their message and the timestamp of the source code they ended up leaking. Okay. Wow. Very interesting. Okay. Hope everyone who showed up last night for our discussion about log analysis with Miss Berlin enjoyed it. We are currently working to, create more content like that. So if you're interested in, like I said last night, in coming on and hanging out with us, you can definitely do so. It may be that in the future I'll open up our Discord channel that I'm currently working on to and allow people to join us if they're in our Discord, so that I won't be sitting here talking to myself. All right. So Triplexity. Hello. All right. So says, what is an SSRF? So I'm gonna start on some of the. Oh, okay. So I have the Amazon person coming too. So if you hear that thump outside, that's them dropping off my. Apparently, subscribe and save was today. So, so SSRF, learn how to exploit server-side request forgery vulnerabilities, allowing you to access internal server resources. For those of you following along, if you want to open it up and go to the dashboard, we're working through some of this, and I took a look through some of the questions here. I don't know if they're going to be overly difficult. There is definitely a practical lab for the SSRF, so we will be able to review that in due time. All right, so in this room, you'll learn what an SSRF is, what kind of impact they can have, and you'll view some examples of SSRF attacks, how you can discover SSRF vulnerabilities, and how to circumvent input rules, and then we have a practice for you to try against your newfound skills. Okay, SSRF stands for server-side request forgery. It is a vulnerability that allows a malicious user to cause the web server to make additional or edited HTTP requests to the resource of the attacker's choosing. There are two types of SSRF vulnerability. The first is a regular SSRF where data is returned to the attacker's screen. The second is a blind SSRF vulnerability. Oh, huh, okay. So just like blind SQL, you have a blind SSRF. That's kind of cool. Where the SSRF occurs but no information is returned to the attacker's screen. Interesting. So where would it go then? I hope they tell us more later on. What is the impact? A successful SSRF attack can result in any of the following. Access to unauthorized areas. Sure, makes sense. Access to customer or organizational data. Okay. The British spelling of organizational. You can see that. Yeah. Ability to scale to internal networks. Ability to scale to internal networks. Ability to, maybe they mean like laterally move or something like that. I don't understand the scaling to internal networks. Hopefully they'll explain that as we go along. And also to reveal authentication tokens and credentials. So, all right. So there is, SSRF stands for server side request forgery. That one was easy enough. All right. As opposed to a regular SSRF, what is the other type? And then, as I mentioned, it is a blind SSRF. I'm looking forward to seeing how we can do one of those, because I had not known that there were two different types. So that's kind of interesting. All right. So SSRF examples. Click the View Site button, which will take you through some common SSRF examples, how to exploit them, and even a simulation to see if you can take advantage of the SSRF vulnerability using what you've learned. Okay. Instructions. We're going to take you through some sample attacks and explain how they work. At the end of the examples, you'll have to figure one out for yourself. Oh, goody. Okay. Welcome. Sorry, I decided to pull the chain a bit early on the stream. So thank you, 9 Miles and CPO Parker and Triplexity for showing up. I needed to work on it a little early because I have to have dinner tonight. My daughter's having a concert, so she's singing in the concert tonight, and wanted to make sure that I had enough time to educate you fine people. So we're going through some SSRF examples, and also I talked a little bit about the Okta breach and stuff earlier. So if you have any questions, we can definitely go back and talk about some of the Okta stuff. I did want to try to not do a lot of conjecture, but they're InfoSec Twitter's already doing enough of that for me, so it is what it is. All right. Instructions in the below example shows how the attacker can have complete control over the page requested by the web server. The expected results is what the website.thm server is expecting to receive, with the section in red being the URL that the website will fetch for information. So the expected request is thm website.thm /stock URL equals, and then you have the URL parameter that is there. And of course, you're going to API website.thm /API stock item ID. The item ID is 123. So the hacker requests the URI API user to the websites.thm. Then the website requests the backend. So so the hacker goes to website.thm but asks for the URL api.website.thm API user. Website.thm then goes to the api.website.thm server, or maybe it just goes to a virtual host that's on the system itself. API server returns the user data to the website instead of the stock information. Okay. Website returns data to the hacker. Okay. So in this case, the website.thm doesn't really realize what kind of information it's pushing back from the other server. And the expected request was to look on the website itself, website.thm, for whatever the stock item number was. But because the hacker decided on a different URL that the website didn't expect, it's pulling. It's almost like the injection stuff or the inclusion stuff, right? Where we did an example where instead of a URL, it actually pulled a file from the other remote site. So it's almost similar to that. So that's kind of interesting. Okay. So the attacker can modify the area in red to a URL of their choice. Okay. So the below example shows how an attacker can still reach the API user page without having control over the path by utilizing directory transversal, right? We talked about that. When website.thm receives a .. right? This is a message to move up a directory, which removes the stock portion of the request and turns the final request into API user. All right, so I'm starting to realize why they did things in the order that they did on Try Hack Me, because we have to learn about directory transversal, file inclusions, and what have you, because a URL is no different than a file in many cases. You're still grabbing an HTML file. You're still grabbing data that is going to then be displayed on the systems. So going .. allows you to go from API stock to the user directory and then pull out ID 23. Okay, so there's more than one way to do server-side include in this case. So interesting. Any questions from anybody? Anybody having any issues with this? Okay. If there are any questions, we can definitely work through them. If you are having any issues, if my audio is sounding like trash, please let me know. Like I mentioned before the stream, I'm using Discord right now instead of Zoom to try to remove the need for additional software. So we have an expected request. It's going to server equals API, and then ID equals to 123. So in this example, the attacker can control the server subdomain to which the request is being made. Take note of the payload ending in X equals. So what's it doing there? X equals dot website dot thm. Interesting. Okay. Slash API slash stock slash item ID 123. Take note of the payload ending in X equals being used to stop the remaining path from being appended to the end of the attacker's URL and instead turns it into a parameter on the query string. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Okay. Okay. Okay, 23. Website requests X equals, right? Huh. API server returns user data to the website instead of stock information, and then the website returns the user data to the hacker. All right. Going back to the original request, the attacker can instead force the web server to request a server of the attacker's choice. By doing so, we can capture request headers that are sent to the attacker's specified domain. These headers could contain authentication credentials or API keys sent by website.thm that would normally authenticate to API website.thm. Okay. So they're asking for HTTP hacker domain.thm. Website request API website thm API user does not. Oh wait, all right, sorry, my side. Website requests data from hacker domain thm instead of API website thm, revealing the API key. Oh, wow. Okay. That's not good. Yeah. Very interesting. So this is similar to the inclusion stuff, the RFI stuff, where we were asking for, instead of a file to pull down, we were asking for the website to make a request to a secondary Python server, in this case, to pull, on the playground side, the file, and then it would run the command on the server. But instead of this, it's the header information has the API keys, which is what you really want. So very interesting. Okay. Using what you've learned, try changing the address in the browser below to force the web server to return data from server.website.thm/flag equal or ID equals 9. To make things easier, the server requesting bar at the bottom of the mock browser will show the URL the website THM is requesting. Okay. So, all right, so it's going to request a.website.thm API item ID equals 2. So we want it to do HTTPS server website THM no. Can we just do a 9? Okay. So, using what you've learned, try changing the address in the browser below to force the web server to return data from that website. THM flag ID equals 9. To make things easier, the server requesting bar at the bottom of the mock browser will show the URL that THM is requesting. So server is going to be requesting. So we need. So we need to go. Right, so HTTP website user, right? I think this is the example that we should use. No, this one here, yeah. All right, so we're going there. We want to go to API user equals X and ID equals 123. something similar to this, it seems like. Yeah. Okay, so we want, yeah. Okay, double check. Let me write that down so I don't have to keep bouncing back and forth on that. So we want website.thm server equals, right? That's what it's saying. Yeah, server equals. And then it's website.thm. And then slash API slash user slash, that's ampersand x equals ampersand ID equals 9 in this case. So, okay, so what we want is nope. Okay. Somehow I don't think that's going to work. All right, I'm just going to put the straight up. I want the server ID equals 9. So what's the ID here? What do I get if I? Apparently I'm not getting the right answer if I just hit enter. So what if I change that to 9? Okay, that's in there. Okay. Server needs to request. All right, so server equals server dot website dot thm, and then ampersand. No. Interesting. Server equal no. So server equals API. Okay, why does it keep doing that? Server requesting. All right, let me. We're not doing directory transversal. The attacker can control the server subdomain to which the request is being made. Please take note of the payload ending in x equals being used to stop the remaining path instead of appending. Instead, it turns parameter x on the query string. So all right, so we got server equals, and then API website .thm /API/user ampersand x equals, and then the ID equals, we need 9. All right, so let's give that a shot. Oh, it'll be ampersand there as well. All right. So what we want to do is we want to control the website. It's coming API.website website.thm. Okay. /API /user ampersand x equals ampersand ID equals 9. It shouldn't be that, should it? That looks like trash. I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, I was gonna say that's not gonna work. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? Which one did I do incorrectly? Yeah, it's using the ampersand. Okay. Ampersand x equals ampersand ID equals 9. Is it a question mark maybe? Question mark. Okay. Let's just back it all the way out. All right. Server .website.thm. Try changing the address in the browser to force the web server to return data. We want this website right here. To make things easier, the server requesting bar at the bottom of the mock browser will show the URL that website.thm is requesting. So we need for some reason, I don't know where the ID.2 is. Unless we can, yeah, I can't seem to remove that. Oh, wait a second. Okay, that kind of worked. And then ID, wait, flag? Maybe we could put flag here. Nope. Nope. Okay, so the 9 is correct, so we got part of it. Server equals server. ID equals, god damn it, what in the hell? Maybe I need to put, let me see, X equals API. No, ampersand, maybe ampersand. X equals API. That it? ID equals 9. Where's the item? Oh, you know what? Okay, I think I figured it out. All right. So we're trying to change item. I need to change it to potentially flag. Server equals server. To make things easier, show the URL the website is requesting. Okay, and then X equals, no, that's not going to work either. This should be the answer, because it's asking it to make a request to the API website.thm. Yeah, it's not that. It's got to be this. Append X at the end to ignore the rest of the URL. Okay. Yeah, ampersand X equals, right? Okay. Ampersand X equals. Website .thm flag. And the ID is 9. That did not work either. All right, well, I'm going to move along because I'm gonna go ahead and scoot on this one. Let me exit split view. I'll work on that one later and see what we'll come up with. It's just a matter of me trying to try hundreds of things and seeing if it works out or not. So potential SSRF vulnerabilities can be spotted in web applications in many different ways. Here's an example of 4 common places to look. So you want to look in the hidden field in a form, value server website.thm/store. Okay. A partial URL such as just the host name. So website THM form server equals API, which is what I tried to do in the previous example. Perhaps only the path of the URL. So DST forms/contact. Some of these examples are easier to exploit than others, and this is where a lot of trial and error will be required to find a working payload. If working with a blind SSRF where no input is reflected back to you, you'll need to use an external logging tool to monitor requests such as requestbin.com. Your own HTTP server or Burp Suite's collaborator client. Okay. What website can be used to catch HTTP requests from a server? So requestbin.com. That one's easy enough. Okay. Defeating common SSRF defenses. More security savvy developers aware of the risks of SSRF vulnerabilities may implement checks in their applications to make sure the requested resources. Sorry, just keeping an eye out on my work chat here. There we go. Make sure the requested resources meet specific rules. There are usually 2 approaches to this, either a deny list or an allow list. Deny list, where all requests are accepted apart from resources specified in a list, or matching a particular pattern. A web application may employ a deny list to protect sensitive endpoints, IP addresses, or domains from being accessed by the public, which will still allow access to other locations. Specific endpoint to restrict access to the local host, which may contain server performance data or sensitive information, so domains such as localhost or 127.0.0.1, the loopback, would appear on a deny list. Attackers can bypass a deny list by using alternative localhost references such as 0, 0.0.0.0, 000, 127.1, any form of the 127 loopback. 213.070.6433. I wonder if that's it's a different way of encoding URLs in like okta or oct base 8 or whatever, 0177 whatever, or subdomains that have a DNS record which resolves to 127.0.0.1 or nip.io. That's a new one. I didn't know about nip.io, 127.0.0.1 nip.io. In a cloud environment, it would be beneficial to block access to the IP address 169.254.169.254. Yeah, that's like the auto configure IP address that is always given by the system if it can't find a DNS server, I believe, or it's a 169.254 address. Usually, it may not be that specific IP, or I've never looked at the last 2 octets. So anytime I saw 169.254, I just assumed that I couldn't get an IP address yet. So, which contains metadata for the deployed cloud server, possibly sensitive information. An attacker can bypass this by registering a subdomain on their own domain with a DNS record that points to the IP address necessary. I see. Okay. Very nice. An allow list is where all requests get denied unless they appear on a list or match a particular pattern, such as a rule that a URL used in a parameter must begin with https website.thm, such as a rule that a URL and URL. Yeah, it's a okay. An attacker could quickly circumvent this rule by creating a subdomain on an attacker's domain name, such as https website.thm.attackers-domain.thm. Right. It looks very similar. You tend to see that sometimes in phishing attacks too, where they use a, um, visa.com.badguydomain.thm or something like that. The application logic would now allow this input and let an attacker control the internal HTTP request. Very cool. Open redirect. Yes, open redirects. That's fun. That's fun. I've had to shut those down on more than one machine. If the above bypasses do not work, there's one more trick up the attacker's sleeve: the open redirect. It's an endpoint on the server where the website visitor automatically gets redirected to another website address. Take, for example, website.thm link, https://tryhackme.com. This endpoint was created to record the number of times visitors have clicked on this link for advertising and marketing purposes. Oh no. But imagine there was a potential SSRF vulnerability with stringent rules that allowed only URLs beginning with HTTPS website.thm. An attacker could utilize the above feature to redirect the internal HTTP request to a domain of the attacker's choice. Right. What method can be used to bypass strict rules? That would be the open redirect. That feels right. Open redirect. Yep. What IP address may contain sensitive data in a cloud environment? That would be the 169.254 address. So 169.254.169.254. What type of list is used to permit only certain input? That would be the allow, or no, yes, the allow list, yeah. The allow list. And what is, of course, this is the deny list. I'm going to run up against a barrier soon. I have a feeling it's going to be either I'm going to have to try the SSRF practical, or I'm going to have to go back to the SSRF examples and try to figure out the answer to that one. So, damn. Well, we can give it a shot. Let's put what we've learned about SSRF to the test in a fictional scenario. We've come across two endpoints during content discovery against the Acme IT support website. The first one is private, which gives us an error message explaining that the contents cannot be viewed from our IP address. Okay. The second is a new version of the customer account page at customers/new-account-page with a new feature allowing customers to choose an avatar for their account. By clicking the Start Machine button to launch the Acme support website, which I thought I did, show split view. Oh, I'm still in here. How do I turn that off? Well, when in doubt, there we go. All right, scroll down. What's this? This task includes a deployable machine. Oh, it's already deployed. Okay. Okay, once signed in, go to that website. View the new avatar selection feature. By viewing the page source of the avatar form, you will see the avatar form field value contains the path to the image. So you see where it says background image URL or is /assets/avatar/1.png. Okay. If you choose one of the avatars and then click Update Avatar, you'll see the form change, and above it display your currently selected avatar. Viewing the page source will show your current avatars displayed using the data URI scheme, and the image content is base64 encoded as per the screenshot, right? Right, so yeah, you see the The URL is a base 64 encoded value. Now let's try making the request again, but changing the avatar value to private in hopes that the server will access the resource and get past the IP address block. To do this, right-click on one of the radio buttons and select Inspect. Okay, so right-click, Inspect, then edit the value of the radio button to private. Okay, then click the Update Avatar. Unfortunately, it looks like the web application has a deny list in place and has blocked the private endpoint. As you can see from the error message, the path cannot start with /private, but don't worry, we've still got a trick up our sleeve to bypass this rule. We can use directory transversal to reach our desired endpoint by setting the avatar value to x/:/private. Okay, so you're trying to confuse it. You'll see we've now bypassed the rule and the user updated the avatar. This trick works because the web server receives the request for x/:/private. It knows that the .. string means to move up the directory that now translates the request to just private. Viewing the page source of the avatar form, you'll see the currently set avatar now contains contents from the private directory in base 64 encoding. Decode this content and we'll reveal a flag that you can enter below. All right, let's grab our link, copy link, drop that here. Okay, Control-Shift-V. All right, go to the web page. I'm going to shrink this up a little bit. Apologies for everybody. I am streaming it. I believe I'm streaming this in 1080p. So hopefully you'll be able to see the whole thing a little bigger as we're going along here. All right, Control-V. Excellent, that works. Yas. All right. Bully. Okay. Okay. So now we have the new account page to view the new avatar selection feature. Create a customer. Okay, create a customer account. Sign up here. All right, username, Brian, bob@bob.com. Password, summer 2022, summer 2022. Again, I do not suggest that you use a really trashy password like that. Potentially. Means sorry, I'm just trying to keep track of two things at once. All right, sign up. All right, so we are signing up. Don't save. What? Okay, Brian, bob@bob.com. SUMMER 2022. SUMMER 2022. There we go. Don't save. All right, so it says to view the background image, can confirm this in the div tag. All right, so we go to customers. All right, so we need to go to new account page. So let's /new account PAGE. Oh, there we go. All right. To view the new avatar selection feature. By viewing the page source, you'll see the avatar form field value contains the path. So view page source. Page source, there it is. All right. So we see the new account page. Here's the avatars down here. So you see the assets, avatars 1 is what they're talking about there. Yeah. If you choose one of the avatars, then click update avatar, you'll see the form change, and above it, display your currently selected avatar. All right, let's go and do that. Click that one right there and update avatar. Okay. You'll see the form change, and above it, display your currently selected avatar. Viewing the page source will show is displayed in a URI scheme. Okay. So we're going to scroll down and see, there you go. There's the base 64. Now, I wasn't kidding the other day when I said those can get very long, and somebody mentioned pluses and forward slashes being a part of the encoding mechanism. And as you see the highlighted area that I've got here, you see where it's got upper, lower number, and there's the slash and the plus there on that. Let's see if I can make it a little bigger for everybody. So yeah, you see the little plus sign. There's another plus sign. Scroll over a little bit, and there's the slash. So yeah, those are parts of the base64 encoding scheme there. So, but yeah, they've taken the image itself and base64 encoded it into a line of text to add it directly to the page. The upside is you don't have to necessarily go somewhere else for the PNG files. They get loaded into the website. The downside is it really makes your HTML files much larger. So, and I'm sure that those are not the only ups and downs, but those are the ones that are coming to me right now. So, all right, let me make this 100%. All right, and I'll scroll back over. Okay, so what does it say here? If you choose one of the now let's try making the request again, but changing the avatar value to private in hopes the server will access the resource and get past the IP address block. To do this, first right click on one of the radio buttons and click inspect. Okay, so we'll go here and I will click on that and inspect element. Okay. Let me maximize this real quick. Doink. And make this a little bigger. Come on. You can. Come on, little mouse. You can do it. There we go. All right. Okay, inspector. Okay. So we have assets avatar 1.png. So you see it's very cool. It highlights exactly what the element is that you're trying to modify. So that's awesome. It says then edit the radio button value to plus. Oh, wait. Okay. So it's, all right. So we need to go to change the value to private. Okay. No, all lowercase. Let's just don't get fancy. There we go. Private. All right. Then click update avatar. Okay. I must have done something wrong because that actually worked, or it supposedly worked. Okay, what did let me see. Let's try making the request again, but changing the avatar value to private. Right click on the radio buttons on the avatar form and click inspect. Okay, so we're down here to this one. Did avatar 1 also? Nope. Weird. Okay. You're looking very static today. Break sec. Picture or audio sidestep? Because I told people before we started I was trying to use Discord for this, so if it's looking like trash, then I'm just going to have to use Zoom from now on because it's the only way it actually pick. Okay, yeah. That could be because it's Discord. To be honest, it's pretty much trash. So I'm not a fan of Discord, so I do apologize. Actually, let me just go ahead and turn off the picture so that way I don't get in the way of people, learning. So I'll just turn the video off for now. And thank you, Sidestep, for mentioning that. The fact that, so I'm using the audio channel inside of, the audio rooms and the video rooms inside of Discord to, ideally I was trying to get rid of Zoom, and use Discord only, but it feels like Zoom is going to have to be the way we're going to have to continue going with this. So it's kind of sucks because I know a lot of people tend to use Discord. So I'm doing something wrong, or it's not liking me using my SLR or something. So I don't know what it is, but we've had Zoom for 5 years. What's another, couple years of using it, and it seems to do okay. So, I mean, if it's just me, I could probably just pull the camera directly into the stream, which I could technically do. But yeah, but I appreciate the feedback. Thank you, Sidestep. I do appreciate that. Okay, so we were changing that to private. PRIVATE. All right, and then no spaces. No spaces. Oh, what did I do wrong then? Okay, so I pulled the value off as well, which I should not have done. So PRIVATE. All right, there we go. Okay. So let's click off of that and then update avatar. Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay. So I didn't unclick off of that. So cool. All right. So account avatar says, as you can see from the error message, the path cannot start with /private, but do not worry. We've still got a trick up our sleeve, bypassing the rule. So it must have been looking for just specifically private. So what we want to do is inspect the element, which is this one right here. So we're just going to go back in and go x ... private, and then unclick that. So that's been set up to be something else now, and we'll update the avatar accordingly. Interesting. Okay. Viewing the page source of the avatar form, you'll see the correctly set avatar now contains the contents of /private directory and base 64 encoding. Okay. Scroll down here. I don't see what they're talking about. Okay, maybe I didn't do it right. Let's see. Okay. So Sidestep, other than that, the audio does sound good because I am running that through Discord. X. Oh, / ... private. There we go. I forgot the slash. That's the issue. All right. Hopefully that will fix said issue. And then we can just update avatar. Okay. So that did an error. And so where is... It says it now contains the private directory of x64 base encoding. Okay. Viewing the page source of the avatar. Okay. It can come through crackly when you speak on the louder end. I'm not sure if I'm describing that correctly. Yeah, that's a problem. All right. Well, that's good. I'm trying some new things, but it sounds like I'm just going to have to dump, using Discord for anything that we're going to be doing audio and video wise, which kind of sucks because I'm not exactly sure why it is that way, but yeah. Okay. We'll see. We have bypassed the rule and updated the user avatar. This trick works because the web server receives it for private. Viewing the page source of the avatar form. Page source. Okay, so decode this content and it will reel a flag. So I'm instead of using Zoom for the audio and the video part, I was trying to, trying to use that as the. Okay, I need to word wrap or something. There's got to be a way to word wrap this stuff. Okay, this is gonna be painful. No, I'm not streaming through Discord. I'm still using Streamlabs, but. Oh, wrap long lines. There we go. Hey, Binary Rip. I didn't want to make a comment last night, but you knew some stuff that we didn't know ahead of time, I think. I hope your day went well, last night or, morning your time. Well, about the Okta stuff. So, is that what I need? Yeah. Okay, so I'm finishing up the I'm trying anyway. I'm trying to get the base 64 encoding of the icon here. All right, copy. And then it says to go to something like base 64 decode. Okay, yeah, I agree. Jeez, man. All right, there we go. All right, so we're gonna. Hell, must be because I'm using an English or an. Okay, so that's not what I expected. I expected a THM header file or whatever. Okay, that's not what I expected. Maybe you have to pull the whole thing. Nope. There it is. Maybe you have to pull. No? Yeah, that's what I was talking about there. Yep. Well, I mean, as I said in the beginning of the stream, well, time will tell. I mean, there's definitely there's definitely some discussion. There's definitely people on edge right now for that. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with the Okta stuff as it's happening. There's a lot of InfoSec Twitter, of course, is being armchair quarterbacks, and I'm trying to learn the hard way with my lesson here that. Not to jump to conclusions because there's still a lot that we don't know of what's going on. So, for encoded binaries like images, use the file upload form a little further down on the page. I'm gonna give that a shot. Oh, do I want to? Let me see. Let me double check. Why is the text not clear? Which text? The base 64 encoded stuff? Maybe it's I did shrink it up a little bit, so I did a word wrap on this, so there's I'm trying to pull according to the instructions. My screen is not clear. Oh, great. I'm not sure. I may have been. Was it acting this way last night when you were on Binary Rip? Let me disable performance mode and see what I've got. Everything looks. you said your screen, the text isn't clear. I was just wondering what you meant by that, because I disabled performance mode, but it looks fine on my screen, so I don't know. Right now I'm just trying to get the flag from this, and I did a base 64 decode, but I'm not getting any flag for that. Open your stream in any browser. Okay. Let me. Let me just invite ugliness here. Twitch.tv breaksec. There we go. Oh, good God. Yeah. That's weird. Oh, infinite recursion. No. I don't even know why it's doing that. Okay. Yeah. Well, it may be that I'll have to drop it back to 720p. So, Well, my audio is junk. My video is junk. Maybe I made too many changes instead of, working through what I knew. So I'll probably go back to Zoom and drop it back down to 720p for the, for what I'm doing. So, all right. Well, I don't know if I can change that now without dorking up the entire stream, but, so let me see. As you can see from the error message, the path cannot start with /private, but don't worry, we still have a trick up our sleeve. I did that. We've now bypassed the rule. The user updated the avatar. This trick works because the web server replaces, Viewing the page source of the avatar form, you'll see the currently set avatar now contains the contents from the private directory in base 64 encoding. Decode this content and it will reveal a flag you can enter below. So this is the flag. Let me close some browser windows here. Start this a bit over. All right. So, all right. I'll do this again. x/./private. Click on that, and then it's been changed. So I'm assuming I can select the avatar. I do appreciate that, Binary Rip. Thank you very much. Oh, I will hydrate. Thank you. Appreciate that, Binary Rip. Sidestep was kind enough to tell me that my video looked like trash, and I've been using Discord today trying to fix things, but it seems like I should not screw with anything and just continue going back to the way it was. So I'll just be using Zoom from now on these things. So avatar updated. Okay, so the avatar is updated. Okay, so the avatar is gone. So I need to view page source. And so this is the, okay, so, oh, wow, the value looks different. Yeah, look at that. So yeah, see, there's the value. I could play Hack the Box binary. That might be an option. Would everybody be happier if we did that? My mentee, of course, is still working on Try Hack Me, because that was what the original Slack that he was involved with had a study group for. I don't mind doing Hack the Box. I mean, different places, different types of stuff. They're very good too. I actually know a couple of the folks that work over there and work for them. So IPPSec has been in our Slack channel for several years. Not to name drop or anything, because I just did, but we were doing some regular scheduled lessons. We had a BreakSec actually had a lab of recently deceased or recently retired. Okay, for fuck's sake. All right, shit. All right, there we go. All right, now we're gonna decode. Okay, that's not what I wanted, but all right. Delete. Control V. Let's not do that. Let's just decode that as is. Ah, there it is. Okay. All right, well that worked. That was a lot easier than the example that I had. Well, it felt a lot easier. I just didn't do something right, but okay. And then Control C, Control V. All right. There it is. All right. Now, go back to the SSRF examples. I don't know why I'm inviting this back, but I don't know. All right. So I went through this a little bit earlier, but I cannot view this level yet. Okay. Doink, 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 doink. All right. So the user, somehow it does like I think the example that I was looking at was this one, which is what they want you to do. They want you to take the server item to server equals API and get this browser. You want to return this information from this website. So server.website.thm/flag ID9. Here we go. 1 second. Yep. Okay. So, stretch. Okay. All right, Binary. Have a good one. I don't know how much longer we'll be in, but yeah. Thank you. Have a good day. All right. So try changing the address in the browser below to force the web server to return data from server.website.thm/flag equals ID9. To make things easier, the server requesting bar at the bottom of the mock browser will show the URL that the website.thm Okay, yeah, that's probably it. All right. This is not one of my finer days. Um, Everything's back, sidestep. This is not one of my finer days. So I'm just gonna chalk this one up to experience. Yeah. Yeah, voice meter. If you do even one slight little thing with it, you say that, but the other two viewers on here are like, "Oh my God, he's so bush league." Um, yeah. So yeah, I mean, there may be some things I need to learn about Discord as well, about how it streams and does whatever. Um, if those voice chat channels are such that they're pretty much streaming out as well, then yeah, I'm not doing myself any services by using streamer mode or by joining those and joining the Twitch at the same time. It's not like Zoom or whatever, you know. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But all right, let me see something here. Track me. All right, so on the website here, it wants me to take note of the payload ending in ampersand x equals. Okay. Being used to stop the remaining path from being appended to the end of the attacker's URL and instead turns it into a parameter on the query string. There's a lot of hot mess right there. X dot website.thm. Maybe it's the dot that I'm screwing up on that. Okay. And that's not even a small x. It should be a large x. Equals dot. Uh, you know, if you want to join the Discord, you know, I guess I can drop an invite in there. Let me see, invite, copy. I actually didn't know I was quote unquote streaming to Discord. I thought I was just treating Discord like a Zoom or something like that. So apparently Discord treats streams a bit differently than Zoom does. Because ideally, what I do is I just join the Zoom and then I share my camera on it, and then because ideally my podcast co-hosts would be on that Zoom or Discord, and then I would just show them on the screen. But yeah, well, we'll see if I lose audio that way. I've left the the video stream, so yeah. I mean, this may just be where I add a yeah, minus that. Since I pretty much dorked up the exercise and I have no idea how to solve the one that I've got here, let me just play around here for a second. Yeah, sidestep. You just go in and accept the COC, and you'll see a bunch of different things. So. My problem was every time I tried to use a different webcam with this, it would fail. So there we go. Yeah, it tells you got to click OK to accept and do all that. So all right, there we go. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about all this fancy junk down there. And okay, so there we go. Okay, there, we'll give that a shot. I guess the least of my problems is not being synced up with audio and video at this point. So, all right, and I can, so let me see. All right. So let's see. I am unsure of how to solve this one. And I really don't know what I need to do here to get this to work. I'm not formatting the URL according to what it says here, but every time I'm getting confused by when it decides it wants to go to server. This looks like hot trash right down here, and I'm not exactly sure why that is. If I'm trying to change, server, I mean, ideally that would be the way to do it. That's obviously not the way they want me to do it. So I need to understand why I'm running into that issue. Okay, let me see. I'm just doing a quick little searchy poo on the walkthroughs. That's not what I'm wanting. Trying junior pen testers. So reading the SSRF, whoever says these rooms are beginner friendly is full of it. Beginner friendly is by definition not good. So yes, please sidestep if you'd like to do that. I'm just going through to seeing if there's a walkthrough or something that would help me understand what I'm screwing up here on the SSRF stuff. So let's see, part 9 SSRF. Grade, impact, yes, expected request. Okay. Oh wow, that is odd if that's really the case of what it is. All right, so the person put server equals server. So I was partially on the right track here according to this person. Website .thm flag. Okay. Weird. All right, so when does it... Okay, so what was I doing wrong there? All right, so server. That's interesting. Server.website .thm. Okay, so it's now got server.website.thm.website.thm. Okay, that makes sense. /flag, right? Because you need the /flag bit. And then %ID equals 9. Okay. Oh, I see. So you're pretty so for lack of a better term, you're actually shoving the other bit of the URL out of the way by using the $x equals. So you're shoving this part out of the way so that it doesn't actually process that. So anything after that fact doesn't work. So okay, so all right. So you pretty, yeah, I understand now. You have to, you're having to shove website.thm API item 2 out of the way, and then the $x equals is very similar to the URL encoding where we did the null coding, where %00 would tell it to stop processing anything past that point. So this is just another way of making sure and controlling what is processed and what is not. So that makes sense. I understand that. And you know what, just for my own edification, because I'm a cheater, I'm a self-avowed cheater, that was not what I would consider overly easy, unless I'm incorrect here. But THM SSRF master So now that I've left the Discord channel, is my audio and/or video any better? So just a thought to catch people there on that. Okay, so all right, so if I let me destroy this and start over. Okay, so all right, so we got item 2 not found, or item 2 found. All right, so as is, that is written as is. So I want to put this as the URI or URL here. Well, that is incredible. Okay, now that I've walked through this, that is incredibly easy. You just wow. Yeah, that's yeah, that's incredibly easy. That would have been great if I'd have just copied and pasted that directly into the system. So, wowzers. All right. Did everybody understand how I got that, or how I cheated to get that? That way, if anybody has any questions, please let me know. We'll walk through it together until everybody understands. But at this point, you have the parameter that they've added here allows you to modify the existing server request to allow that. And then, like I said here at the bottom, at the end, the ampersand x equals is very similar to the, like if you did 9% 00 at the end of the other exercises that we did to get the answer for that. I wonder what happened if you, I would have assumed it would have been very similar, but let me try that again. Okay, and then go. Wonder if I could put the % 00 at the end and it would still process it. Control C, Control V, % 00. Nope, doesn't like that. Ampersand x equals. Yep, ampersand x equals is the magic key there. So, okay. All right, so I took a screenshot of that. That way, in case my AJ wants to come back through and look at this, we can. Let's see what the other things are. Looks like here. So cross-site scripting. Man, that is so deceptive. Let's look at the first couple and see what happens. I'm assuming the first couple are going to be like, yeah. See, what is cross-site? Yeah, XSS is based on JavaScript. It would be helpful to have. Oh, let me kill this because I don't want to start this back up again tonight. So terminate the machine. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're just going for broke today. So there we go. Shrink my big fat head down there. And it may be that, this is the easier way to go and just, pull it directly from the camera. So, it only took me 5 years to get the audio setup down for the audio podcast. So, I'll probably be 48 by the time we figure out how to stream this shit properly. So, all right. So, prerequisites. It's worth noting that XSS is based on JavaScript. It would be helpful to have a basic understanding of the language. Yeah, I have a very basic understanding of the language. However, none of the examples is overly complicated. Also, a basic understanding of client-server requests and responses. Probably the reason why we went through the SSRF stuff first, because client cross-site scripting is sending, input sometimes to the server, and then it would inject itself into the request. Or if you're doing something like persistent cross-site scripting, you'll put it on like a form that, it will automatically load that every time and then run the offending JavaScript. Cross-site scripting, better known as XSS in the cybersecurity community, is classified as an injection attack where malicious JavaScript gets injected into web applications with the intention of being executed by other users. Correct. In this room, you'll learn about different XSS types, how to create payloads, and how to modify your payloads to evade filters then end with a practical lab where you can try your new skills. Remember, we were talking about brutelogic.br. Oh boy. Okay, that is not something I want to see. Brute logic. Okay. Oh, .com.br. My bad. He lives in Brazil. So there you go. Go check that out. Like I said, if you ever wanted to learn anything you ever wanted to know about JavaScript, there it is. So cross-site scripting vulnerabilities are extremely common. Few reports of cross-site scripting found in massive applications. You get paid very well for finding and reporting these vulnerabilities. Absolutely. Bug bounty hunters. One of my friends, PonySec, who was doing some videos for us on BreakSec before he got a job as a pen tester because his bug bounty program stuff went very well. Yeah, I mean, some of these can get very expensive. Here's one mentioning HackerOne mentions cross-site scripting, $1,000 bounty for that one. There's 7,500 in Steam chat. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Anyway, so this stands for cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting. XSS payloads. Let's see, what's the answers here? Which document property could contain the user session token? Okay. I think I want to cut my losses here because I'm not feeling a little on edge right now. Not having a nice stream that is pretty for people to see. This is not one of my best moments. So I think I'm going to stop here. That way we can regroup. I'm actually wanting to go back and read some more about server-side request forgeries. Maybe we can talk about it more in depth as another discussion there. But yeah, interesting. Let me see what we got going on here. I think it's funny. Twitch, apparently they're... anybody want to go raid Taggart's stream just in case, I thought it might be fun. I might get, try to see about, setting up a stream with Taggart. I've never done a raid before, so you'll have to excuse me. Let me see. Oh yeah. Boy, this just looks like trash, don't it? Yeah, I've got to figure out what's up with that. That is super weird. Creator dashboard. Nothing like doxing yourself on a stream here. Let me see. All right, set up a raid. I'd like to, raid Taggart. Okay. I'm gonna, hopefully everybody will stick around here. I would, hope that you have a good rest of your day, and I'm gonna set up a raid here. We're gonna go over and raid McTaggart. He's doing some stuff. Looks like he's working on CI/CD abuse. So check that out. Hope everybody's ready to go over there, and we're raiding now. Okay, so we're okay. All right. All right. I'm probably not even doing the raid right. I hope everybody saw it, but we'll see.